Everyone has a kryptonite, even Superman, so it's natural that so will Yeezus. But his kryptonite isn't a shiny green crystal, no, it's his stunning billionaire celebrity wife, and apparently she's the only one that can slow down the saint and perhaps quiet him down. From what we've heard, after weeks of silence, the two are on speaking terms again. Let's talk about what events led to the zero communication rule being discarded. For starters, what do we even mean by speaking terms? Alright, to be fair, it's really hard to keep up with the brand new Gen Z phrases, and so to avoid confusion, we're gonna jump right into what we mean when we say that the two ex-flames are back on speaking terms. And no, speaking terms here doesn't translate to a reliving of the initial talking stage of the relationship. The marriage is still very much off, so hold your horses. When we refer to speaking terms, what we mean is that we casually spotted the two of them chatting in Los Angeles a few days ago. Now, in a city as dreamy as that, we'd expect the two to reunite for one of their famous family holidays, visit the beach maybe, and meet other celeb friends. But no, that's not why ex-Mr. and Mrs. West were seen chilling together. Apparently, the two of them were spotted chatting at their 6-year-old son Saint's NFL flag football game at SoFi Stadium. Aw, looks like despite their personal differences, both Kim and Kanye are invested in making sure that their kids don't feel neglected. That's the spirit, guys. Your children are lucky to have you. But were the kids the sole reason behind them breaking their vow of silence toward one another? Let's find out. Next, the children always come first. Let's face it, folks, growing up with divorced parents is hard enough. But when those parents are literally at the center of media attention at all times, we can't even imagine how hard it must be for the kids to deal with. Good luck, guys! But in a context like this, it becomes even more important that the parents realize that they have a responsibility to adapt their own behaviors, just so they could cater better to the kids. This is a stance that our Kardashian mommy has always taken in the past. No matter what issues she had with Ye herself, she never let her opinions dictate the way her children see their father. She was very explicit about that in an interview too, where she mentioned that it was important for her kids to know that their father is a good dad. And if we're being fair, say what you want about Mr. West, but when it comes to his kids, he never falters in fulfilling their every need. Looks like it's this commitment to their children's future and their well-being that has motivated the ex-couple to put aside personal differences and remain on amicable terms. We must say it's inspirational, really. The world would be a different place if all parents showed the same commitment. Let's look at other factors that played a role, but it sounds a bit odd, don't you think? Given the tumultuous past that these two have had, and given the fact that Kim made it clear that she's done playing the role of a bomb deactivator when it comes to Kanye. Can the kids alone be enough of a reason for her to warm up to him, even slightly? To be fair, the two of them did have their assistants communicating on their behalf when it came to matters concerning their kids, so they could have gone by without having to sit next to each other and smile for the camera. But we'd like to believe that the two of them wanted to show Saint that both his parents were present and united on his special day. It was a big day for Saint after all, but then again, that's not all that could have contributed to Kim literally breaking her own rules. We think that the answer lies in a change of behavior on Kanye's end. If you recall the events of the last few weeks, Yeezus out here was on a rebellious, self-destructive spree. From anti-Semitism to body-shaming his fellow industry friends, he had left no stone unturned, making our mouths open up in sheer shock at what he was doing. But recently, he announced that he was going to take a break to reevaluate his behavior. Perhaps this was the turning point of his relationship with the beauty mogul. Coming up, could Kim have played a role in Kanye's moment of reflection? Now, this is a tricky one. It's like wondering what came first, the chicken or the egg. We're speculating that Kim saw a desire to change in Ye, and she decided to give him the chance to co-parent with her. But what if the change that we see in our favorite troublemaker in the music industry is actually because Kim decided to intervene? Listen, don't you all think it's kind of odd that Ye started getting into more and more controversies right after his divorce from Kimmy here? It's almost like she grounded him, and when he lost her, he lost the plot. Come on, it's not a phenomenon that is entirely unheard of. We've all been through rough breakups. Our hypothesis is that Kim saw her ex-husband spiral the way that he did, and she decided to call in an intervention. There's a chance that his ex-wife's intervention is what made Kanye want to slow down, pause, and reflect for a bit. Aw, it's kind of romantic in a toxic, obsessive sort of way, isn't it? Well, Kanye recently did take to Instagram and announced that he was going on a vow of silence and that he was going to avoid talking, having sex, watching and drinking for an entire month. Yeesh, that is bound to take somewhat of a toll, but all we can do is wish him luck and hope that he transforms into the man he's hoping to become. Up next, has West officially self-destructed? No man would want to take a long, hard month of detoxing and avoiding all forms of pleasure unless it was either for religious reasons or because they truly needed to step back and reevaluate their life. And given the way Kanye literally went from being a billionaire to a millionaire just in the month of October, perhaps he was in need of this break just as much as us. He literally told us himself that he somehow somehow managed to lose $2 billion every day in October, and that happened as a result of his extreme right-wing populist antics, the hate speech he was spewing, and the overall unpredictability of his behavior. Kanye had it all, and Ye somehow ended up losing it all. And when we mean all, we're referring to not only his wife, who he referred to as Monroe to his Walt Disney, but also the multiple multi-billion-dollar brand deals that he had signed on his way up the music industry. Let's have a closer look at the fall of Ye. Hey, you're all probably thinking, okay, so we lost a few $1 billion. What's the big deal, right? Given his star status, he can probably be back up in no time. And then again, since when is being a millionaire something to cry about? But turns out it is. And we don't want to cry for the rich either. But at this point, it's more than just money. It looks like Kanye may have burned all the bridges he had. The last company to cut him off was Adidas, and this was a company that Kanye claimed would never get rid of him. Lo and behold, they did the unthinkable, and West lost over $2 million. Other companies that parted ways with the music industry mogul, including Gap, JP, and even some other creative music production companies. Looks like no one is too thrilled to associate themselves with someone that has a tendency to behave in ways that are so unstable, and Ye has no one to blame but himself for this. Let's face it, the saddest part is that even the right wing has given up on him. Right-wing hosts refused to host him on CNN, and everyone seems to have shut their doors on Kanye, and this includes some of his most loyal fans. Yikes. Lastly, is there room for redemption? When Kim divorced him, Kanye literally bought a house right in front of hers, constantly posted about her on social media, attacked and threatened her, and then booed Pete, and also kept sending roses over to her place. Sound a bit stalkerish and obsessive? We thought so too. But it looks like Kim is ready to forgive and move on. The woman genuinely does have a massive heart, but does everyone else in the industry? Well, if you all think about the man West used to be, the revolution he brought to the music industry by making dorky cool again, the effort he put into climbing out of Jay-Z's shadow and making a name on his own, it's clear that the man has dedication and talent. Perhaps if he is able to channel all that again, there might be yet some home from him. And on that note, it's a wrap for today. Do you guys believe Kanye can be redeemed? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.